are ready to level up and you have outgrown certain environments, certain people, certain places, and you just can no longer conform yourself to these things of the past. They don't serve you anymore, and that's okay. Okay, because we're constantly evolving, we're constantly growing, and that's like putting a shark in a fish tank. Okay, it's gonna eventually grow, and if you don't let it expand to the size that it's capable of, it's gonna be stuck and stagnant and miserable, and you're gonna stunt its growth, and it's gonna stay a little baby shark, and it can really be a big shark. Okay, and a sea of little guppies. But yeah, guys, I personally have just been feeling this urge to just purge, like purge everything. I recently went on a 2-day fast. Really, it was almost kind of like 3, but I did kind of eat a little bit on the 3rd day. But it really wasn't even intentional. Like, my body has just been rejecting like everything toxic lately. Like everything, whether it's like food, whether it's people, environments, you know, thoughts, habits. Yeah, it's just been rejecting everything. And I've just been getting this feeling like God is just speaking to me, telling me you have to let these things go in order to move to the next level. If you keep on clinging to these things that you know don't serve you anymore, you are doing yourself a disservice, and you're going to keep repeating those cycles, and you're going to stay stuck. So, how bad do you want it? Do you want to level up? Are you ready for more? Are you ready to step into the blessings that God gave you? Or are you still wanting to play small and still stay in the same places and stay comfortable and continue doing what you've been doing and continue to get the same results? So the choice is in your hands, you know. It's not necessarily right or wrong. You know, only you will know what's for you. But if you are wanting to get to that next level and you just can't understand why it's not there yet, you probably need to check in with yourself, do some reflection, and see, what am I still doing? What has God been calling me to stop doing, and I'm still doing it? For me, also, besides food, I feel like I was overindulging, not even overeating, because I eat pretty clean, but it felt like, I don't even know how to describe it. It just felt like my body was full, like literally full of okay? And it needed to detox. And even though I eat pretty clean, you know, I still eat a lot of meat and, you know, some processed things, and still a lot of like things with sugar. Sugar is really bad. So doing this detox, or the fast that I did for 2 days, I really feel like it completely like just cleared me out. I feel renewed. I feel good. I feel like I have more clarity. I feel like I have more energy. I feel like it was so necessary to do that. And also on a spiritual level, I felt like I was like really in tune with God. Like God was just, you know, speaking to me and telling me, you're being obedient by doing this, and you're going to be rewarded once you complete this. You know, it might not be instant, but once you start getting back into this new habit, once you start creating these new habits from fasting, you're going to start to receive what's for you. And I feel it, okay? So yeah, like I said, I did the fast. And y'all, it's hard, okay? Like the first day, like I was so hungry. Like, and you get irritable, you get moody, you get irritated, you know. And I was like, ugh, like, but I didn't have a desire to eat, but I was hungry. So I just kept, you know, pushing through whatever. And once I actually got through the hunger phase, that's when you start having all this clarity, and like you start having all this vision, and like you just feel like a superhuman almost. Like, it's weird. And then the second day it gets easier. So I used to be like, how do people fast? Like, how do people just not eat? Like, because when I get that urge to eat, like, I gotta satisfy it. But that's the whole point of fasting, is, you know, that discipline is not giving in to temptation. It's not giving in to your desires, so that you can have your mind strong enough to withhold anything trying to tempt you that you know is not good for you. And once God trusts you, then God can release the blessings, because God knows that you're able to handle it, and you're not going to just, you know, jump whenever something tells you to jump. Okay? So, me personally, that is the meaning of fasting for me. You know, really resetting things and getting in alignment and being disciplined and purging all the negative stuff, all the toxic stuff, literally purging it out of your body, out of your mind, out of your spirit. Get it out. And y'all, it's Mercury retrograde, and it's retrograding right now, okay? I feel like it's not even really bad though, because if you do the work, then you actually don't go through like a ton of bad stuff. So I'm not even really going through nothing bad, but I definitely feel like old cycles repeating. And I feel now I'm aware of what's going on. So now I know, like, this is a cycle, this is a test. Like, it's either I continue to do the old things that I used to do, or I either do something different and get a different outcome for the better. So that's really what Mercury retrograde is here to do. It's like it rewinds time back and gives you another chance, like, to figure it out or stay stuck and keep repeating those loops. But yeah, we over that, okay? We're good. So I'm not even worried about Mercury retrograde. But I will say that there's been a lot of heavy energy right now, and it's probably because of the retrograde, and everybody is feeling it. So they're, you know, spewing that energy out in the atmosphere. And I'm very empathetic and very, you know, I'm very in tune with energy, so I pick it all up. And a lot of that heavy energy that I was feeling is not even mine to carry. So that's why I was like, yeah, I gotta let all of this go. All this has to purge out of everything. My mind, yeah. I can't have all this negative energy around me. So I did a real, like, fast. I fasted from, well, I should have fasted from social media. I didn't. That's what I'm gonna do next. But I stopped. Okay, y'all. This is a bad habit that I used to do, but I smoked at night, smoked weed, because it helped me sleep at night. So I have been wanting to stop smoking. God has been telling me to stop smoking, but it was just that one thing that just had a hold on me, because it's my nighttime routine. It's what helps me sleep. You know, if I can't sleep, I smoke and I'm knocked out like a baby, okay? So, and if I'm stressed or something, you know, I'll smoke. So that was a dependent of mine. You know, I really felt like a slave to it, because I felt like, you know, if I don't smoke at night, I'm gonna be up all night. You know, if I'm super stressed out and if I don't smoke, like, I'm gonna be super irritated, you know, or anxious or whatever. So God kept telling me, you know, you need to let this go, because anything that you feel like you're dependent on is not good for you. Now, I'm not saying weed is completely bad. You know, if you do it from time to time, anything in moderation is pretty much okay. But once you make it a habit to where you gotta have it every single day, that's when it's not good anymore. Okay? So, and just the type of woman that I'm trying to become, that I'm, you know, embodying, she doesn't smoke. She doesn't roll up every night. You know, that's just, yeah, that's in the past, okay? Like I said, we're not going to condemn anybody for doing it or whatever, but the type of woman that I'm becoming, that I'm embodying, does not smoke weed and is able to regulate her emotions without weed and can fall asleep without weed. Okay? Yeah, it was very hard. Like the first night or two, I was up tossing and turning all night long, thinking, it was very irritating. But at the same time, I knew that I was like being tested, so I just had a very like calm, spirit. I wasn't anxious about it because I knew that like I have to get over this hump. Because once you just make it, past a day or two, then it becomes easy to do. Now, I'm not gonna say that for everybody, because some people, they really are addicted. And I'm very strong-minded. So when I put my mind to something and I just tell myself like, no, like we're not doing this no more, then I can pretty much quit cold turkey with pretty much everything. Because even after the fast, I had like this urge to not want to really eat meat. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a spiritual thing. I don't know. But like, I just keep having this urge to not really consume a whole lot of meat like that. And I've just been feeling really heavy anytime that I do eat it. So after I finished the fast, after the 2 days, I started eating again. But I was eating very light stuff, like vegetables and like vegan type of foods. Like I was eating falafel and like, just very light type of stuff. And I have started to get some meat. I've started eating meat, so I haven't really like converted to vegan. I don't think I'm ready for that quite yet, but I think maybe in the future I could see myself becoming vegan. Not that like I don't think it's right to like kill animals. I mean, I really don't think it's right to kill animals, but I just, something about America and like the meat and stuff, like it just doesn't sit right with me. And I just feel like they're really messing with it to the point where like it's not even, I feel like, I know this, like they're messing with it to the point where it's affecting the way that we think, the way that we operate, this, how we sleep, our body, the fatigue, our energy, all of it, our moods. People are walking around irritable and stuff. It's because of the stuff that you're eating. Okay, so yeah, I have just been feeling called to start like really eating clean, as clean as possible, as much as I can try, and at least start detoxing if I don't eat clean. But yeah, so that really kind of set off my goal to start really shifting. And that's really what it is. When you want different, you gotta move different. And that's quantum leaping. Just waking up one day and saying, we're not doing the things that we used to do anymore. We're stepping into this new role, and we don't care, who feels some way about it. We're letting go of the people who do feel some way, and we're not giving them the time of the day, okay? They have to either accept you, rise up to meet you, or they're just gonna fall off, to the wayside, because we don't have time for that. We got places to go, we got things to do, we got goals to meet, and we have, life to live. And I'm trying to be happy, I'm trying to live my best life. And what that means for me now is completely different from what it meant, a few years ago. This car won't let me go. What that meant some years ago is completely different now. My goals have changed, my perspective has changed, my priorities have changed. I feel like I'm, really in my grown woman now. And I just don't want the old things, I still want to enjoy my life. I want to travel. That's like my number one goal right now. Once I finish just getting everything like secured and set with this shop to where I feel like I'm good and I can just really step away like I want to, then yes, travel is in the future, okay? I'm gonna be out here, I'll be outside. That's my outside, is travel, okay? I want to see the world. I want to experience new cultures and different, foods and, all the things or whatever. Not just going out to the club and, you know, going out to eat, getting drinks, getting drunk, you know, to where you don't even remember what you've been doing. And like, you know, it's just, I'm just over it. Like I said, I'm not condemning nobody for doing what they do or whatever, but I've been there and I've done that, and I'm ready for new, and I'm ready for better, and I'm just ready for something different, to be honest. So I'm going to go get it, period. But yeah, so guys, when you're ready for that next level, you gotta let some habits go. You gotta embody the new you. Embody it. Feel how you want to feel in the future. That's the secret. Feeling is the secret. Okay? You can talk about it all you want. You can say your affirmations all you want, but until you actually feel it and embody it, then you're not going to get it. Because you're not going to start making the steps you need to. You're still going to be stuck in that old way of thinking. And you're not going to feel worthy of it. So, just real quick, for example, you know, if you're trying to, like, you know, make money or whatever, and you're technically broke right now, and you feel broke, honey, you gotta step into that abundant energy right now. You gotta walk and talk like you already got it. You gotta walk and talk like you got money in the bank, okay? And then watch that it shows up. But the more you keep walking around like you don't got it, the more your bank account's gonna leak money, and you know, you ain't gonna have it. So yeah, I'm gonna end this here, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.